Good morning, it is Clay Trader from claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video. It is a Friday, so we'll see how things go, but market opens up here in less than 1 minute. I'm going to be watching LOCO right out of the gate, so let's see how the day unfolds. Okay, I have a couple fishing orders out there, one on LOCO, one on JWN, so I'm just kind of waiting to see if anything wants to get filled. Market's been open 3 minutes now, so still very, very early on, but that's where things currently stand. Okay, looking for a potential short here at AAPL at 12.15 if it can get up there. So it's working on it. Let's see if it can push up a little bit more. There we go, got 399, there we go. So that's going to be my opening position there. But I'm certainly willing to short more and would like to build a bigger position. So I'll throw some more shares out there to short. So let's see what happens with it. So you can see there that I'm getting 200 shares left. Actually, well, I'm going to just do this. I'm going to put a stop loss in slightly above 12.01, or excuse me, 12. And I'll just ride this down. If it wants to roll over, I'm just going to keep on moving my stop loss down. I'm going to move that down there. So now the worst case that happens is I'm at this point, it's not a matter of if I make money, it's just a matter of how much money am I going to make. And I'm being a little tight with the stop loss just because it's Friday. So I want to lock in my gains. So let's see if I can get a rollover here. If it breaks through 80, I'll move my stop loss down some more. So let's see what happens. Like I said, a very stress-free feeling to have when you're in. You manage the trade to the point where now it's not a question of, like I said, if I'm going to make money. It's just how much am I going to make, and that's why you got to always hang on to shares, because you never know how far price is actually going to go in your favor. So there we go, broke through 80. So now my stop loss is at 83, and I'm just going to keep on moving this down. I'll move it down again if it can break through 70. So let's see if it can break through 70 here. It's through 70. Actually, it's down through 60. Okay, so I might get stopped out at this point here. We'll see. If it can break through 60, I'll move it down once again. Let's see what happens. So it's through 60. So now if it can break through 50, same thing. But it's right down there at that support, so I would not be shocked at all to see a buy, or a bounce here, I should say. But we'll see what happens. I'm not going to complain if it wants to break down through there. So let's see if it can break through 1150 or not. Best place to be in as a trader is just spot right here. Does it break through 50? If it doesn't, oh well, you know, I'm still making money. Just a question of how much money am I going to make. And there's the break, so let me move that down to 53. Let me move this down to 43 since it broke through 40. And if it can break down through 30, then I'm going to just keep on moving it down. And I'm out for 1146. So there we go, $183 on that first trade. Hindsight says I should have held on to more than just 200 shares, but still, you know, sold up there. My initial entry point was 12.15 on the short, and then you know, finally got out for the remainder of those 200 shares at 11.46. So let's see what else I can find. I'm looking to try to play AAPL again on this bounce, which I think is going to have pretty much just a dead cat. So I have my first order in there at 11.65. So we'll see if that gets filled. You can see here it was indeed a dead cat bounce, but I just wasn't right on my entry point. Got a little too conservative on it. So wasn't able to participate, but you can see it is moving downwards now. So, oh well, that's the way things go. Looking to try to start to build a short position here on JD at 28.20. So first step's going to have to be getting through the round number of 28. And if that happens, I'm hoping for a very, very quick move up to 28.20. So let's see if there's the break of 28. Now let's see how fast it can move up there. So I'll keep you updated on this one. Okay, I have an order into short just 100 shares at 37.35. I'm going very small because this is a very volatile stock, and I want to just start very, very slow. So first step is going to be needing to break above 37. So we'll see if it can do that. But again, just 100 shares out there, and I'm definitely willing to build bigger, but you got to start extra small, on these stocks that are very volatile. So we'll see what happens. While I'm waiting to see what happens, might as well address the question. And the question that I get all the time is, how do I find the stocks that I trade? So for example, how did I find AAVL? Well, what I've done is actually, I always screw this up, but let me do something real quick. So back to the point, AAVL, how did I find that? Well, what I've done is just put together this free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to find stocks like AAVL that I find interesting and think may have some profitable potential. Now, is there such thing as a guarantee? I wish there was guarantees. There aren't. But like I said, these tools are a good time saver and pretty efficient in terms of locating setups that, like I said, I think have profitable potential. So if you're interested in that, think it could add some value to you as a trader, then go ahead, click right there, and I will email it to you. All right, looks like I might get some shares here filled at... Actually, I should delete that. I'm looking over here at the 5-minute. That's not a good first entry point. So I have shares out there to short at 37.65 and 37.75. This is more so based on the 5-minute chart. What you're looking at over here is the 2-minute chart, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 2 minutes worth of time. So we'll see if it can make the move up that I'd like to see it act. But again, this one's very volatile, so starting off small. I will keep you updated. Well, I'm a little bit frustrated right now after such a nice start with that good little trade there. I have been trying and I just can't find anything. While this may kind of make the video a little anticlimactic here, it is what it is. That's the reality of the situation, and that's what I'm trying to kind of portray in these videos instead of just posting wins or big wins or whatever, just to show that as traders, sometimes. You may start off very nicely and then you just can't get filled, and that's kind of my issue right now. Is I'm finding setups, but they're just not getting, they're not acting the way I want them to act within the setup. So I'm not able to participate in any trades. But at the same time, that does not give me that does not give you justification to force a trade and just hop in for the sake of, well, I need to get a trade on. Well, that's how you get yourself into trouble. So I'm gonna look around a little bit more. It's almost 10:30, an hour in. So let's see if I can find one more trade. But like I said, I'm not going to force anything, but I'm still looking. All right, well, I'm going to wrap things up. It's 10:29 a.m., and I just kind of want to be done. Maybe I'll trade if I get some certain type of alerts that I like to look for in the afternoon, but I think I'm going to call it a week. And again, I apologize, not the greatest video here, but at least got to see a nice little opening trade and saw the whole thing all the way through. So, like I said, but that's just the way it is. It is what it is, and that's what the whole point of these, live trading is, not to hide anything, not to try to paint a picture of trading being extravagant and massive gains all the time and big wins all the time. Sometimes this is what happens. You start off very, very nice, and then it goes and you hear crickets. So I can't say I'm totally shocked, given it's Friday. It's still the summer. But if I can convey hopefully one message across in this video, it's don't force trades just for the sake of forcing trades. And I got to remind myself that, along with don't force trades just for the sake of trying to create a cool YouTube video. So, but that wraps it up. Like I said, if you want that guide, you can go back and click the link. There's also going to be a link to it down in the description box below. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you back next week.